So this video is going to be a video exploring a bit of the elements. Today I thought we'd start with, although we have earth and water here with us, I thought we'd start with exploring the element of air, particularly with our breath, and exploring this with a bit of biblical lens, or basically just inviting God or Jesus to our mat to explore yoga and spirituality and faith all together. So let's begin lying down on our backs. Once you arrive, maybe you draw your knees a little closer together, your feet a little wider. Let your arms rest by your sides, palms facing sky. Just take a moment to just notice how you arrive on your mat today with your body, this physical vehicle or spirit, with your mind, with your heart. Simply notice. And we come to our mats just as we are. So let's begin to explore that element of air or breath within us a little bit more. So if it feels natural to you, you might place one hand or both hands onto your belly. Feel the rise and fall of your belly. As we inhale, maybe we just entertain the idea that we're filling with spirit, with God's grace. And as we exhale, it's almost like we're fusing God's grace, God's qualities with our own body, our own humanness. Inhaling God's grace, exhaling, fusing His grace, His light with your own humanness. We'll continue to explore that quality throughout the class, but I wanted to begin with a reading. So continue to breathe deeply. This is a reading from Deborah Bruntke from truths.com. And she speaks about the breath. Scripture makes a profound connection between spirit and breath. In fact, in Hebrew and Greek, the same word means both. That's no coincidence. God does everything with purpose, and He often uses the natural to help us understand the spiritual. As we ponder the intimate, life-giving act of breathing, what might God the Spirit want to show us about how He relates to us and how we can relate to Him? Breath is vital to life. Breathing is inhaling and exhaling. If you do not do both, you cut off your life. As you inhale, you're filled with breath. As you inhale spiritually, you're filled with the breath of God. You receive spirit to spirit, the life He is breathing into you. If inhaling is receiving, exhaling is releasing. As you exhale physically, you release breath. As you exhale spiritually, you release the spirit life you're continually receiving in your innermost being, whether by word, act, or presence. You breathe out what comes from God Himself, and thus imparts life. As you inhale the breath of God, you embrace life, moment by moment, Christ in you teaches you to breathe through struggle and peace, suffering and joy, wilderness and home. As you open to the Spirit, you open yourself to mystery and paradox, growth and change. The change may happen subtly, almost imperceptibly, so that only in retrospect do you see how far you have come. So when you're ready, we'll bring in some physical movements to our body. So next, inhale, reach your right arm over your head, stretch your left leg long. As you exhale, return back to the original shape. Use a little core strength to get there. Next, inhale, left arm reaches up, right leg stretches long. Exhale, return to the original shape. So keep it going, moving with your breath, inhaling, filling your body with this life-affirming breath. Exhaling, draw that navel in and emerging with your own core self. A few more times. Then your movement might not be linking up with mine. This is your intimate connection to your breath, to your sense of spirituality. But really try to engage a little bit in your belly as you return to center. Conscious choice that you have as a human to connect with yourself, your God. So whenever that feels complete, roll your palms up, take a moment to just breathe, to observe. And then making sure your feet are just underneath your knees, your arms by your sides. We're going to move into another movement pattern. This time kind of flowing in and out of our bridge pose. Still feeling that fullness of breath and then the returning to the physical body. So root into your feet. Inhale, lift your hips. Your arms might float up over your head, any amount. Exhale, lower down. Feel the vertebra coming back down towards the earth. Inhale, lift. Fill up with light, with God's grace. Exhale. Come back to this moment in this body. This physical vehicle of your spirit. Bridge also has that very symbolic meaning of bridging the body with the breath, with the mind, with our spirit. A few more times with your breath. Maybe you feel that element of air sweeping over your body, sweeping over the stability of the land. That's your body. And whenever that feels complete, lower back down. Roll the palms open, take a breath or two to observe. And sense your body here on earth. The breath of life, the breeze, the wind all around you. Then we're going to take our feet a little bit wider, take our arms a little wider into kind of a T shape. Feel Feel the breath, maybe move up a little higher into the belly, the ribs, and the chest. And we'll just lightly windshield wiper our legs. So maybe inhale like the wind just blew your legs over to the right. Exhale with your own choice and core strength. Come back to center. Inhale, rock to the left. Exhale, come back to center. Keep it going with your own breath. Maybe like the quality of air and wind blowing off course a little bit, and then recalling we can make that choice to come back to center, to remember who we are. So next time your knees rock over to the left, linger there. And if it feels okay, take your left hand onto your right rib. The ribs for me can bring us right back to creation story, where God took a rib out of Adam and crafted Eve and breathed into her nostrils the breath of life. So feel the breath of life, this unique body that God crafted out of you and breathed into you. When that feels complete, come back to center, wave the legs over towards the right. And if it feels natural, take your right hand, place it onto your ribs. Feel the breath expand into your ribs. Remember that we have a purposeful God, and He breathed life into you for a purpose. Even if we're not aware or feel a little lost, just fall back into this idea that God knows. He is breathing life into you to create and sustain you, give you the energy that you need to do His work. When that feels complete, come back to center. Take a moment to breathe and observe. Maybe just a little neutralizing for the low back. Draw one knee and the other in towards your chest. Maybe you cross your ankles if that serves you, and just circle a bit. Still feeling the breath, feeling the belly, the ribs, the chest. Circling in both directions. When that feels complete, set your feet down and we'll prepare to transition. So rolling to either side. We're going to press our bodies up and come right into our table position. So we can find our shoulders over our wrists, our knees as wide as our hips. And again, without rushing to move, can you feel the breath move into your body in this new shape? Can you feel the expansion around the ribs? And then we'll just wave our body into cat and cow. As you inhale, lift that heart, like you're lifting your heart a little closer to God. Exhale, draw inwards, draw that belly up again. Connect to your own core, your own humanity. Inhale, lift heart, receive the light, the grace of God. breath of God. Exhale, arch into your cat. Feel your wholeness, your humanness, all of you. Sometimes we feel like we have to have all our ducks in a row, so to speak, have everything right before we come to God. And we forget that God and Jesus came more into the lives of those that were broken or more humble. So when that feels complete, come back to neutral. Maybe you widen your knees just a little bit. We're going to continue kind of with that wave-like movement, like feeling of the breath, the air move over us. Inhale, lift that heart, little baby cow. Exhale, draw back, bend your elbows, just a soft child's pose. Inhale, lift up into your cow. Exhale, like the breeze running over your back, softening your body downward in humility. Keep it going. Yoga truly allows us to move our bodies and literally embody some of the qualities of God. Next time, draw back into your child's, maybe widen your knees and hold for a few breaths. Maybe roll your palms upward in this gesture of offering, being open to receive and connect with your God. Feel this life-giving breath move into all of your body. And when you're ready, come back to your table. We're going to transition into downward facing dog. Maybe walk the hands forward a little bit, tuck your toes. And we're going to come into this shape with a sense of purpose, just like God has a purpose for us. So next exhale, draw those hips back like a breath is running over your spine, like your body has become a sail. So just like a sail, that's just a piece of cloth or fabric. It isn't animated until the breath, until the air comes into its shape. So breathing deeply here in your downward facing dog, you can move, respond to this breath in a way that serves you. But again, imagine your body like a sail. Totally useless without the breath of God. And when you're ready, mindfully walk those feet forward towards your hands. We'll slowly roll on up to come into mountain pose. So your feet are wherever they feel just right for you. Your hands can come to your heart in this gesture of prayer. If it feels natural to you, you can close your eyes. And considering your body almost like that sail, just that piece of fabric or fibers and cells. But what animates you is the breath of God breathing into you as you inhale, feel the expansion, the gift. As you exhale, once again, recall your humanity. Your faults, your failings, your strengths, your weaknesses. Know that God doesn't judge or label you in this way. He just breathes life into you. Relax your arms, and let's just do a few arm salutations. So inhale, reach your arms up, just filling with light, a breath of life. Exhale, come back to your own heart, your own sense of wholeness. Inhaling, inviting God in. Exhaling, taking Him into your home, your body, your wholeness. Next time you reach your arms up, linger there in that little gesture of praise, wonder, awe. You could join your hands and make your temple mudra. If that doesn't serve you, you can just keep your arms separate. And once again, we're going to become that sail and just move a little bit like the air, like the wind. Inhale, lift up, fill. Exhale, little side bend to the right. Inhale up. Exhale, little side bend to the left. Keep it going your way. And your breath is helping you embody this moment. Your breath is helping you link your body to spirit. Now next time, linger to the right, but let your right hand come down into your ribs. Keep in that lateral side bend. If you want to widen your feet, you can. Coming back to that image of God breathing into the ribs, or maybe even feeling a little compression on the right side. Think of Adam. He didn't berate that a rib was taken from him. He still was whole. Feel that sense of expansion on the left. When you're ready, come back to center. And we'll just take it to the other side. So left hand comes to the ribs, right hand reaches up and over. And feeling that bit of compression. Maybe we could even think of this as a shadow side, the sides of ourselves that we don't want to show God. Knowing He knows it already. He knows you, He formed you, He loves you. Connect to His breath and His love and light. When you're ready, come back to center, hands at the heart. Take a moment to explore that expansion, that gift of life around your rib cage. And then relax your arms. We'll move right into a little twist. So in this twist, we can bring one hand to the heart, one hand behind us, and just twist. Another quality of air that we haven't talked about, but we sort of have, is that air in yoga is sometimes thought of as the quality of the heart chakra, love, generosity. And our arms, our hands, can be an expression of this air and heart chakra element. When that feels complete, come back to neutral, come back to your mountain. Just going to do a few more standing poses. So let's take some half sun salutations. I always think of half sun salutations as a beautiful way to connect with breath and to also connect and embody some of the qualities of God and Spirit. So inhale, reach up with a sense of wonder, awe, praise. Exhale, bow, bend your knees, maybe touch the earth or your yoga block, and surrender. Slide hands up, maybe come to the thighs, lift your heart, draw your belly in, strength. Exhale, touch the earth in trust. Inhale, circle those arms like that big heart chakra, love. Exhale, return to wholeness. Let's do that again. Inhale, wonder, awe. Exhale, surrender. Inhale in strength. Exhale in trust. Inhale in love. Exhale, wholeness. All of you. Let's do two more like that. This time, just let it flow. Maybe one of those qualities really spoke to you and you want to embody it. Just let this be a free expression of body prayer. Whenever that feels complete for you, return to your mountain. Return to just observing the breath of spirit within you. Relax your arms. Just going to turn sideways here. I'm just going to do another standing pose or two before we slow things down. This is just a purposeful, really gentle practice. So come into your mountain. Inhale up. Exhale, bow. Step back your left foot. Take a little stagger between your feet. It'll help you with the balance here. And we're going to come into our high kind of crescent lunge. So you can keep your hands to your thigh to help. And if it feels better to keep your knee down, you can do that. We're going to challenge our balance a little bit coming into our high lunge. Once you feel grounded, we're going to flow a little bit with that breath. So inhale. What quality comes in for you? Maybe it's wonder, joy, devotion. Exhale. Maybe bring in the quality of humility. Keep it going. Inhale. Again, using your body to pray. Inhale like you're lifting your heart up to God. Exhaling, bowing with a bit of humility. You don't have all the answers. For me, I think that's a big part of faith. Knowing that is really all a big mystery. And my faith is my faith. Your faith is your faith. And we walk a very humble path. So next time, hold, breathe deeply, feel. Come back down, touch the earth. Maybe you take a twist here. You could root your left hand to the earth, root your right hand to the sky. Bring it down. We'll just take one little round around our vinyasa. So right foot comes to meet the left. You could be in your plank, building a little strength, or be on your knees. And nothing wrong with being on our knees, being humble. Lower down. Lower the body. Stretch the legs back. Inhale, lift the heart into cobra. Let's take that 2 more times, feeling the flow of your breath. Inhale, the power lifting you up. The exhale, the letting go. And then when that feels complete, tuck your toes, push back up, come back into your sail pose or your downward facing dog. And then feel yourself as the sail. Powerless without the breath of spirit. When you're ready, look between your hands. We're gonna step that left foot forward anyway. Take a little while, that crescent lunge shape on this side. So you can come up to the side, take the hands to the hips. Just find your way. You need that earth element. If we're too much into the wind, we won't find our balance. So find your balance, the earth. And then inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Draw the belly in to engage your core a bit. And embodying maybe your faith journey of looking up, of seeking, and also of being humble. I just heard a snake. Keep it going. Quality of faith is speaking to you here. And then hold the pose. Feel the breath animate your body. When you're ready, come down. Once again, you might widen the stance a little bit. Take the right hand to the earth, reach the left hand to the sky. A little twist, if you're feeling it. Just coming back to the element of air, the heart chakra, allowing our hearts to be open rather than guarded. Come back to center. We'll take our left foot back to meet the right. And just lower your knees. Widen your knees. And just melt your body down into your child's pose once again. Roll the palms open. Connect to your breath. Your unique expression and relationship with God. Whenever you're ready, come back to find yourself in a seated position. You can prop up with a blanket or a block. You can be here for just a short period of meditation, reflection. So just lengthen your crown up to the sky, relax your shoulders. Feel your sitting bones root and outer. Soften your face and your jaw. And once again, we'll explore spirit and breath. So as you inhale, feel breath move into belly, ribs, chest. Like your sunflower, looking for light, looking for God's grace. Exhale, relax your body, draw your navel in, like everything's coming back to center, to the body. Inhaling, receiving God's grace. You are worthy. Exhaling, feeling that union of God's grace with your humanness. Remember, just like the sun, God shines on all of us. We do have to seek Him and find relationship with Him. But He also breathed into us. So He's never further away than our own breath and our own body. Inhaling His light, your worthiness. Exhaling. Integrate His light with your essence. Thought comes up, you lose your focus, no judgment. I think God, Jesus would suggest you just start again. Inhale Him, exhaling you. Exhaling away ourselves. We're exhaling, meeting ourselves. So we can see God in ourselves and send that out to the world. Maybe we can think of the exhale as a complete acceptance of ourselves. Just as God accepts and loves us, so shall we. or is closing your practice, and come to lie down on your back. With the legs bent, the arms by the sides. Just come back to another repeating shape or two. So root into your feet. Inhale, lift the hips, maybe float the arms up over the head. The bridge. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale like you're receiving this air, this breath, this light of God. Exhaling, maybe gratitude for this humanity, this time on earth to learn, to grow, to be humble. When that feels complete, lower the hips down. Take those arms out into their T shape, the feet a little wider. And reoccurring shapes and patterns affirm the work that we're doing. So next inhale, windshield wiper those legs to the right. Exhale, draw the belly in to center. Inhale, windshield wiper to left. Exhale, back. A few times. And like the wind passing across your body, animating your body. With energy, with life. And those exhales, reminder that we can always begin again. We can always return to center. We can always seek God within our breath, within others. Maybe hold the shape either side for a breath or two. Take any shape that you feel guided with your arms. Breathe into those ribs. And recalling that God breathed into Adam and Eve's nostrils to give them life. Take a hold on the other side. And contemplating how miraculously your body was made, crafted and breathed into. Return to center. Maybe give yourself one more hug, drawing the knees in. Maybe just taking a gentle inversion, reaching your toes and your fingers up towards sky. Maybe circling, feeling the breath, the wind around you. When that feels complete, settle into a shape for Shavasana. Maybe you bring some support underneath your thighs. Maybe take your legs up on the couch. Whatever feels just right to you. See if those palms can roll upwards so we continue to be a receptor, to receive the breath, the Spirit of God, to keep that heart chakra open. And as you settle into Shavasana, I'd like to offer you just one more passage to contemplate. So this again is the closing passage from Deborah Brunt, he from truths.com. She says, again and again, you bring to God what leaves you breathless. Your busyness, your weariness, your willfulness, what frightens you, threatens to smother you, incites despair. As you pause, as you choose again to be filled with Him who lives in you, wait for it. Wait for it. The Spirit breath restores your rest. The Spirit breath restores your rest. Inhale the breath of God, dear one. Never stop. In the big middle of real life, really live. In closing, I offer you this passage from Psalms 61, 3 through 5. You've always given me breathing room, a place to get away from it all. A lifetime pass to your safe house, an open invitation as your guest. You've always taken me seriously, God, made me welcome among those who know and love you. You've always given me breathing room, a place to get away from it all, a lifetime pass to your safe house. You're here, my friends, as long as you'd like to in If you're ready, you can reanimate your body. You slowly come to rest on either one of your sides. As you're resting on your side, feel that breath of spirit within your ribs, within your body. Whenever you're ready, slowly press yourself up, finding your comfortable seat. Bring your hands to your heart in prayer. Still feeling that ebb and flow of air within you, the breath of God. Just acknowledging that He is always that close. He loves you. He's created breathing room for you within your body, within your mind and heart. God bless you.